dear students, in our previous class we discussed questions and answers set on the topic Or Manishan and started the lesson Babar Ali. And once again I will restart the topic Babar Ali and will give introduction about author. Who is the author here? Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma is the Associate Creative Editor of Youth Leader India, the India chapter of Youth Leader magazine. The India chapter of Youth Leader magazine. She is a member of the Dynamic Action Oriented online magazine, Dynamic Action Oriented online magazine network focusing on groundbreaking positive change initiatives, portrayals, tools and more. It means here some positive change, they bring a newness in life and the way of life, and they change the routine approach. That is why it is called groundbreaking. Groundbreaking means it is a novel in the sense very new one, a big one, and innovative. Groundbreaking means innovative. The word is groundbreaking. It means it changes the set pattern. Groundbreaking, positive change in the life. There are many more changes in different walks of our life. It may be in the field of education. Someone brings change in the field of education. Someone brings change in the life of this depressed, oppressed society, and someone brings change in economy, so policy, polity, many fields. So here it is Babar Ali. Here we read in the field of education. Okay, we'll read the lesson. Babar Ali, her world's youngest, if you consider headmaster, the world's youngest headmaster, making remarkable changes in India. Below the title, it is mentioned world's youngest headmaster. It is world's youngest headmaster. World's youngest headmaster, making remarkable changes in India. And about Babar Ali, do you know of people who have brought about a transformation in the lives of their fellow beings? Transformation, whether a discovery or a policy or that idea or the newly introduced that policy might have changed the way of life. That is, discuss with your friends. Okay, and read the lesson. Babar Ali must be the youngest headmaster in the world, as he is only 16. He is a teenager like you, who is in charge of teaching hundreds of students in his family's backyard, where he runs classes for poor children from his village. The story of this young man from Murshidabad district in West Bengal is a remarkable tale of the desire to learn amid the direst poverty. Our Bangladesh-based young leader volunteer Tanveer would like to introduce you to this extraordinary change maker. Here, giving the introduction of Babar Ali, and this topic or Babar Ali is introduced by her Tanveer. Hence, she says, it is sure that he is the youngest headmaster. What is his age? 16. At the age of 16, Babar Ali became the headmaster of his own school. And there, he teaches to whom? Her, the depressed, oppressed, to whom education was denied. Here he teaches to those students and children and he is a teenager like you, of your age, teenager who is in charge of teaching hundreds of students. Where in his family's backyard, rear part of the house, backyard, back of the house, front yard, front of the house. Okay, that is family's backyard. Where he runs classes for poor children of home, of his own village. The story of this young man from Murshidabad. Which place? Murshidabad. In which state? West Bengal. Murshidabad district in West Bengal is a remarkable tale of desire to learn amidst direst poverty. Means very acute poverty, very serious poverty, terrible poverty. Okay, direst means very terrible. That is called terrible poverty, acute poverty, very serious poverty. So, can't do anything. Our Bangladesh-based young leader volunteer, who introduces this fellow? Tanveer. Would like to introduce you. This fellow introduces this fellow, this extraordinary change maker. Introduces you this extraordinary change maker. Okay, and here further explains regarding the routine of Babar. Okay, world's youngest headmaster and his routine. Babar wakes up every morning at 7 and starts his day by doing some household chores. Then he takes an auto rickshaw first and later walks 5 kilometers to the Qasim Bazaar Raj Govinda Sundari Vidyapita, where he is a class 12th student. Babar is a thin and gangly boy, who sits in the middle of the front row, studious, smart and austere, in his blue and white uniform. Babar is a model student. He is also the first member of his family to get proper education. It means a routine. He wakes up at 7 a.m. and starts by doing some household activities. Chores means household activities, routine work. Chores means routine work. Please, or usual or daily work, routine activities. Okay, chores. Then he takes an auto rickshaw. It means first he takes an auto rickshaw, then later he walks 5 kilometers and reaches which school? Qasim Bazaar Raja Govinda Sundari Vidyapita. Why? There he is a student. He is a student of class 12th and also the headmaster of a school. Headmaster of the school, which school that he has established. Okay. Here he is a class 12 student. Babar is a thin and gangly boy. The meaning of gangly is tall, thin. Gangly means very tall. Tall and thin. Tall and thin boy. Tall and thin boy. Who sits in the middle of the front row. Who sits in the school, in his classroom. He sits in the middle of the front row. Middle of the front row, here studious. Here scholarly. Studious means meaning. Studious means scholarly. Here scholarly or book loving. Book loving here, the one who loves book. Or discipline you may consider. Studious, smart and austere. Her austere means here strict in manner and attitude. Austere means strict in manner and attitude. Austere. Strict in manner and attitude. Very serious about his own attitude and his manners. And moreover, he is not a easy-go-lucky fellow. Okay. Babar is a thin and gangly boy. When he means a tall and thin boy who sits in the middle of the front row. He is a hard worker, scholarly boy. He loved books more and smart. Smart means what here? Be smart. Be smart. Be smart means not to look smart. Being smart. Doing smart. Okay. That is today's concept is hard work, smart work. Okay. We have to work smartly. Okay. Then it becomes and say smart and austere. Austere in the sense very strict, dignified, very well-mannered, disciplined in his attitude, in his blue and white shirt, white uniform. In his blue and white uniform. Babar is a model student. My dear children, Tanveer introduces him as what? A model student. He is also the first member of his family to get the proper education. In this lesson, we read about the importance of education, role of education. Okay, education. What is education? Education is not the process of gaining certificates year and after year and after year. It is not this process. Education means self-sufficiency. Education must help a man to lead his own respected life. Here, education means it is skill oriented. It should beautify our heart, beautify our mind, beautify our work, beautify our thinking. It's called education. So here he speaks about basic education. And in school he is an ideal student. He is an ideal student, but it is what he does after school, after his school hours that intrigues the entire world. That intrigues the entire world. Okay. It is after school hours. Of course, this is the process, or this is the way, this is the routine in his college. He is an ideal student. But what he does after his school hours that intrigues means make someone interesting. Make someone interesting and curious. Make someone interesting and curious. Very curious to know about the fellow. Here, what he does after school hours, okay, it is very interesting one. Surprising. Many people wonder about this work. He gets appreciation. Must be appreciated. Because it is totally different. Intrigues the entire world, not only that West Bengal. It is her entire world. Then when every other teenager, a boy or girl of same age, goes out to play or to the playground, and they get busy with football, cricket and any other sports games, any other activities, co-curricular activities, some sports activities. We will be busy in our own activities. Her dance class, music class, so any other extra computer class, so all these. But what he does after school hours, it intrigues the whole world, because he is not doing as others do. Football, cricket and other sports. Babar makes his way. He moves forward. He makes his way means he moves forward. He goes forward back to an afternoon school here. To an afternoon school. Afternoon school where he is the headmaster of a school of 800 students. Here he goes to an afternoon school. Who established that school? That school is established by whom? Babar Ali. Who is the headmaster of that school? Babar Ali is the headmaster of that school. How many students? How many students are there? There are 800 students. See, a small boy with big task, a greater that sense of his own achievement. He wants to do something big and good for, not for namesake, not to earn name and fame, but to make the society capable. Society means human society. Human society. Her lifting someone, those to whom education is denied because of their financial conditions. So, her is headmaster of his school. Her, that is why, as all others, boys and girls, they play after their school hours, he is doing different things. He goes to his own afternoon school, that he is the headmaster of his own school, and the 800 students are studying there in his school. Welcome to Babar Ali School. Now, here they introduce her. That fellow is explaining to whom? To Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma, and she writes her, she expresses, explains. Welcome to Babar Ali's school. It is a dilapidated concrete structure covered in half-torn posters. Inside a tiny dank room, behind desk sits someone even the Queen of England knows by name, and you should too. You should too. That fellow is known to whom? Known to Queen of England. Your Queen of England knows that fellow, that boy, but that is why we should do. We should know. Her dilapidated means shabby, decayed. Dilapidated means her decayed. It means in an unrepaired position. In an unrepaired position, and moreover it is battered, what we call battered also. It's not in a good condition. Dilapidated means it's falling down. It's falling down. It is a dilapidated concrete structure covered with half-torn posters. Posters are there. The room, it is covered with half-torn posters inside. This is that explanation of that building. It is a dilapidated concrete. It is not a well-established building. It's a dilapidated, decaying, almost battered. It is not in a good condition. Under repaired position. The concrete structure covered in half-torn posters. Here and there, the posters are there. And inside, who is there inside? A tiny, very small. Tiny means very small. Tiny. Tiny means very small, tiny, and dank room. They are dank. What is the meaning of dank here? Dank means it is cold and unpleasant. It is very cold and unpleasant. Very small, cold and unpleasant room. Behind the desk, behind that sits someone. One fellow sits. There. In that room, one fellow sits. That is why I said that we should not judge a book by seeing its cover. To judge that book, we should go through the book and we must digest the content. Then only we are capable to something about the book. To the same, it is to person. We cannot judge a person by seeing his appearance or dress or the type of bungalow, type of the car that he owns. It's not like that. Here, this very simple boy, gangly, the word is used. Gangly boy, tall and gangly boy, sits someone even, that boy, that fellow is known to whom? Queen of England knows by name. Even Queen of England knows that fellow. Babar Ali from Murshidabad, West Bengal state. So that is why, friends, she knows, being in this country we must know, and you should too. We must also. we should know that fellow, that person, that personality, that young fellow who is challenging illiteracy. Okay, and he wanted to bring and establish literacy in this world, to bring a happiness, a happy smile on those innocent faces, poor children. This is his mission. That was his dream. That is why and behind the office, a gate that opens to Babar's home. This is where rows of poor, underprivileged kids sit under the open blue sky. See, here under the open blue sky, children sit under open schooling, open blue sky, and learn what most children in the modern world pay hundreds of dollars for free. Some children, well-to-do parents can send their children to the best of the best schools and colleges, and they pay dollars. That is pension. Pay hundreds of dollars for that education. The same education these children are getting where? Sitting under the open and blue sky. And this is where 800 kids who are deprived, denied from their basic right of education. Basic right of education. Education must be the religion of man. So walk miles to learn, free of cost, the basics and fundamentals of life. Education is the basic of life. Education must be the fundamental of life. So we should not deny education to anybody. That is why today's policy is that free and compulsory education is given. So it is the most important. Education must be the mission, and it defines, shapes the life of an individual, and life of the individual or lifestyle or standardity of life is increased, automatically country's standard will be increased only because of education. So that is why behind the office is a gate and opens to Babar's home. That is the Babar's home. That is a home of that Babar. This is where rows of poor, very close to that Babar's house, there are so many houses of poor underprivileged kids. Underprivileged kids means not having enough money and enough basics of opportunities, not having sufficient or enough money and more opportunities. Underprivileged, deprived, oppressed, neglected because of many more reasons. So underprivileged kids. Okay, we should give importance to this part. Education to all. All children must get education. All must get education. They have their own way of life. We should not deny. We must give. Okay, it is the basic right of an individual. Underprivileged kids, hey, they sit under the open blue sky and learn the same what the most children in the modern world pay hundreds of dollars for the same. They are getting the same education what they get in different schools. In that have this dilapidated building under the open blue sky, the children learn the same education. There are 800 kids. They are deprived from the basic right of education. They walk miles to learn, free of cost, the basics and fundamentals of life. It means he is struggling hard to give what? The education to the underprivileged and poor children to whom education was denied. Denied in the sense because of a few problems. Our parents' condition was not, it means the financial condition was not good. That is why it was denied. Hence, his intention is to give quality education at free of cost. Next. So let us take a minute. Now, here we have to think it on. Let us take a minute. Here, so let us take a minute. Take a minute over here and think. While we whine about, our allowances and fuss about staying out late, this average boy from a small village is actually helping to make this world a better place. Today, all around the world, where millions of children are being deprived from literacy because their families cannot bear the expense. This one schoolboy from India, he himself is a schoolboy. Okay, this one schoolboy from India is trying to change that. And so at the age of 16, Babar Ali is the world's youngest headmaster. Here, comparing. So let us take a minute over here and think. While we whine about means complain in a self-pitying way, self-pity, self-mercy. Okay, whining, murmuring ourselves. I am not in a good condition, or I am not happy in my job, or the facilities given to me, or salary given to me. So we go on commenting and conveying ourselves. Okay. It means complain in a self-pitying way. Whine about our allowances, salary, allowances, bonus, gifts, all these things. Job holders will go on thinking. Okay, allowances and fuss about in the sense not happy or satisfied about staying. Satisfied about staying out late. If the stipulated time is 6, if it exceeds 6, they feel very sad and sorrow to stay back. Staying out late. This average boy from a small village is actually helping to make this world a better place. What our mission must be means we must struggle very hard to make this world a better place to live and lead. We all are responsible for this. So, he speaks about, she writes about, I will be whine. It means when we complain in a self-pitying way about ourselves and we feel not satisfied regarding to stay out late for a purpose, but this boy without expecting anything, no name, no fame, no money, nothing. This average boy, he is not a rich fellow, average boy from a small village is actually helping to make this world a better place today. To make a world a better place means what should be there? All must get basic needs, education, health facilities, to live, minimum conducive conditions, a good environment. It's called better world. Okay, world a better place. We have to create. We are responsible for that. We should not make our world as hell. Okay. Today, all around the world, where millions of children are being deprived. Millions of children are being deprived from literacy, from education. Denied. Not given that opportunity. Because of their families cannot bear, cannot give, cannot withstand the expenses, cost of education. This schoolboy from India is trying to change that. No, he says this is not right. There must be education to these boys and girls. And so at the age of 16, Babar Ali is at the age of 16, Babar Ali is the world's youngest headmaster. So he established his own school. It's called afternoon school. And then without any purpose, it means self-purpose, without complaining anything, he is doing his task. Babar happens to be And further, Babar happens to be one of the fortunate souls in his village in the Bakta neighborhood of Gangapur village in West Bengal's Murshidabad. Babar lives with his three siblings, brothers and sisters, and his parents in a thatched house. Thatched, not a concrete building. Thatched means built with the help of rushes, leaves, and some products of agriculture there. So, thatched houses, which is the size of an average city kitchen. What is the size of Babar Ali's house? What is the size of Babar Ali's house? The size of an average city kitchen. In cities, we have kitchens. So, that is the size of Babar Ali's house. Yet, ironically, he is still among the privileged ones in his village. It's called, our hearts might be a little, but our hearts should not. It is said. He is still among the privileged ones in his village because, unlike most children there, he went to school and got formal education. What you are getting now? The same formal education. He was the better off, also in being the son of Nasiruddin Sheikh. Son of father's name is Nasiruddin Sheikh. Nasiruddin is a jute seller in West Bengal. The most important crop that they cultivate is jute. Jute cultivating area is more, and jute industries are also more. Jute cultivation is very famous and prominent and important occupation there in West Bengal. Jute seller and a dropout from the school means dropout means he didn't continue his education. Who believes that education is man's true religion. Education is man's true religion, and who initially supported his son's venture with his own income. Coming from a privileged family, Babar realized that he must do something for other children in this village. First, he started to think about the children of his village, then other villages. Babar happens to be one of the fortunate fellow because he has got good opportunity. It means opportunity was good opportunity to get formal education. Okay, in the Bapta neighborhood of Gangapur village in West Bengal, the place where he stays in Murshidabad district, Babar lives with his three siblings, and siblings, and his parents in thatched house, which is the size of an average city kitchen. Yet, it is said that he is privileged one because, unlike most other children, many other children in that village, they didn't get the same facility of getting formal education, but he got formal education. And his father also supported him. Nasiruddin said, he is a jute seller and dropout. And according to Nasiruddin, what is the true religion of a man? True religion of man must be education. Education is the man's true religion. Who initially supported Babar's venture, his way of doing something good to whom? To other children. In his own income, coming from privileged family, minimum privileged family, not that much of privilege, a privileged family, Babar understood he must do something. For whom? For other children. As he is doing, and he is getting formal education in this village, in that particular village. And further, then, regarding teachers, books, and providing meals was not a so simple thing. We'll read about all these things in our next class. Thank you. Have a good day.